Hello everyone. I want to go over on how you can configure uh, somewhat of a semi-automated trade management, exits and stops and trailing stops, etc., using our strategy manager. And what I'll do is I'm going to create here a strategy, and we'll figure out if we want to use it on the mini Nasdaq or on the mini S&P. We'll probably trade it with the micros. And the way you do is once you log in, you'll see this thumbs up. If you click on the drop down area, you'll see configure. So I'm going to configure a new one, and I'm going to call it ES. And I'm going to say that when I get in, I want to trade multiples of 2, and this is probably going to be with the micros. I'm going to tell it that my target on the first one, with today's volatility, I'm going to say at least 3 points, which is 12 ticks. And in return, I'm also going to have a stop. I'm going to put the stop at 5 points, which is 20 ticks, and it's going to be a trailing stop. So what that means that for every time that I have profit of, I'm going to say 12 ticks, I want to move my stop at least 8 ticks. Okay, so that will be for the first contract. The second contract, or the second unit of my trade, will also be a multiplier of 1. The limit is going to be higher. The limit on this one, I want to get 10 points, which is 40 ticks. Okay, it will be a limit, even though I can actually make it market if touched if I wanted to. The stop on this one is also going to be a 20 tick stop, like the first. Okay, and it will be a trailing stop. And this time I want to get profit only after I get at least, I'm going to say 6 points. So I'm going to say 24 is ticks, or 6 points is when that trailing stop kicks in. And I'll move it by 3 points each. So this is my ES strategy. And I'm going to say, okay, save the changes, yes. And I'm going to go in and take a look at my ES chart. Let me see, where's my ES chart. Let's go ahead and look at the ES chart over here. Okay, so I got my ES chart. I'm actually using a volume chart here. And I'm going to go ahead and change my depth of market into the micro ES as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add a symbol. I'm going to remove this one, and I'm going to add the MES, because to be honest, the way the markets are moving, the mini S&P is just a little bit too big for my stomach, even though this is a demo account and this is for educational purposes. So now I got the MES right here, and I'm going to trade the quantity multipliers of see what happens when I enable my strategy. It's on the ES, so now I can only go multiples of 2. So I'm going to try to trade 4 micro ES. I'm using a volume chart, and the volume chart has colors that I coded, as well as signals. And you can get access to the indicators here just by visiting our website and going to the simple trading approach. And I'm going to wait for a setup and go from there. And as I mentioned, if you want to get access to the coloring and indicators, you go into Futures Trading Education and click on Simple Trading. I think from our front page it might actually be called Trading Signals, which needs to be changed to Simple Trading. And you can sign up and get the trial over here. So I'm still waiting for the setup. And again, the chart is a 10,000 volume chart on the mini S&P. I'm using the mini S&P chart even though I will be trading the micros. The main purpose here is to show you how the trade management works with the preset exits that we configured earlier. Obviously, if I was a little bit quicker with the video, I would have been lucky enough to show you a good trade, but that's not the case. So we'll just wait for the setup, and when that comes, I will resume this demonstration. Again, this is a demo account, much easier. Main purpose, how to preset your exits, especially when markets are moving fast like they have been. So I will be here in a few. So I've been waiting for a while for this downtrend to be finished so we can get a long signal and hopefully demonstrate the automated strategy or the automated trade management. And that's what I'm going to do. Instead of waiting for a signal, I'm just going to go ahead And I'm going to go ahead and buy the market right now. And the reason is not because I see a setup on the chart, is I just want to show you how the trade management works. So based on my preset exits, I have a first limit right here of 2. And if you look below, I have a stop on 4, which is exactly, what is it, like a little bit over 5 points, almost 6 points. And I have a second exit a little bit farther out. And again, this is the micro mini S&P. Second exit is a little bit over there. Here it is the second exit. You can also see those working orders over here. And if for some people it's easier, you can also place the orders from the chart. You just have to enable the chart trader right here. So I will let the trade whirl, and hopefully we'll either see the stops or the exits, and we'll continue then. So the trading is going the way I want it to in the demo mode anyway. Again, demo much easier. But what I'm showing is how the exits and the stops were entered as soon as I got into the position. So when the market moves fast, if Trump tweeting or Pelosi saying something and the market jumps 10 points here or there, I have orders working in the system. Hopefully we'll see the profit. So the profit took, and I have a trailing stop that should start kicking in about, I'm going to say, a few more ticks. So the stop is still in the original spot, and I'm hoping for a little bit more profit so the stop can start trailing, and we can see how the stop trail as well. Again, this is a demo mode using the micros, even though I'm using the mini S&P chart. With recent volatility, I found out that the micros are actually a good alternative. Instead of going a full mini S&P or full mini NASDAQ, using 2, 3, 5, 6 contracts of the micros, makes it a little bit easier on my stomach personally. So the trailing stop is still did not reach the trigger point. However, the chart's starting to look much better, at least for a little bounce here off the massive sell-off. We got the first blue bar, and that's based on the condition that I programmed into the E-Futures software. That will give me a little bit of an indication is the market has a little bit more momentum to the upside or the downside. A moving average that I'm using is right here. My guess is we should see 35, and I need to look in the settings to see where the trailing stop kicks in, because this is what I would like to demonstrate, while we're still looking for quite a farther exit at 38.75, which is 5 more points from here. So good example so far. And again, the way you can configure the strategy order, you can use limits, MIT, stops, trailing stops. You can break your trading size. There you go. So modify the stop. See, the market is moving up. My stop is moving up. Here it is. Let me show you the stop. And it keeps moving up. Here is the stop right now. And if you notice here, it keeps moving up as the market goes in my favor, while I'm waiting for my target. And nice enough, I got a little buy signal here. That gives me a little bit more confidence in the target. And most probably, if we can get a close above right here, you will probably see the 40, 45, 44. But in between, at least I have my trailing stop that is working. It's minimizing, in this case, my risk. It's still not in the profit zone, which to me does not make personal sense. So I'm going to go ahead and move my stop right here to 30 even. I'll make it 29.75. I want to make sure that I'm guaranteeing at least a little profit on the second unit of trading. So I move this stop manually, but the trail, if I continue to have more profit, it will continue to move while I'm waiting for my limit, which is right around here, the 875. So at this point, if I actually moved my stop up, I'm going to move my limit to 42 based on the chart as well. And we'll see how the trade progresses here with the trading strategy, or what we call the automated trade management. So we're still waiting for the trade to develop. In between, the trailing stop got moved again. It actually back to the entry price, give or take. The market is right here. Looks like it should have a little bit more upside momentum. It was a pretty strong sell-off from 57 to, what is it, 23, give or take. So it's not uncommon to see, even if the trend is lower right now, to see a little bit of a counter trend move. And this is what those signals are trying to predict. And sometimes the counter trend becomes a new trend, and sometimes it's just that's it. So right now, as you can see right here, the trailing stop is being modified by itself. I'm not clicking on anything, just the market is going up and the stop is moving up as well. Let's see where the limit is. We got a limit at 42. And if and when we get it, that's great. Until then, we have a trailing stop in the works. Okay, been waiting a little bit as the market trading. Not want to show you 5 minutes of price action with no, actual something to share. So again, automated strategy. We will go and look at those settings again after the trade is over. In between, we're also getting a look at a little different approach on trading using volume bars. 10,000 contracts in this case. I am using the mini S&P chart, but I'm trading the micros. I went in with 4 micros, and I split the trading into 2 sections. I wanted to take profit rather quickly on the first half of the trade to make me lock in profit, feel more relaxed, and manage the rest of the trade better. And then the second part of the trade, I looked at the chart, and based on the chart levels, I decided that I want to get out at around the 42 level, and this is where we're going to try to get out. In between, the settings that we created are helping my stop move as there's a new profit in this demo trade. So while the market is still moving, it is definitely moving in our direction, and we just need time. And the stop has moved to lock in its profit at 34.32 now. Let's go ahead and review the settings that we have on this one, what we did. We broke down the trading size into 2. Here's the stop. It moved again, by the way. And we said that it's going to be broken into 2 parts, which can be 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 5 and 5, multipliers of 2. And the limit on the first one was 12 ticks, which is pretty much, 3 points, which is not enough in this volatility, but we took it pretty quickly, and that was good to see. And then we put a initial stop of 20 ticks, which is 5 points, and we made it a trailing stop. And we said, for every 12 ticks that this market goes up, meaning for every 3 points, raise the stop by 8. And we did the same with the second one, although we went for higher limit. And then based on the chart, I moved that limit up. We had the same stop of 20 initial, and then we changed the trailing stop to only move it by half for every movement. Probably in hindsight, I should have did it tick by tick, but that's how we can go ahead and create a new one. We can change it. We can do many different things with the strategy manager. And really, the way I look at it for me is just a fast, quick, easy way to place trades as soon as I get in with stops and limits that I can pre-configure. Because sometimes when this market moves fast and there's a tweet or news, you don't even have the time and you could be hurt pretty bad or missed on good profits, etc. Again, this is a demo account, educational purposes. I hope you enjoyed it. I will pause it and hopefully resume when we get exits or get hit with a trailing stop. And I'll see you next time. All right, well, we're still here. I believe we started the video right around, looks about 8:27 Pacific. Right now it's 8:53 Pacific. So I was able to condense a 35-minute video into a 14-minute video, which is not bad. I'm still waiting for my target. I want to get my target so we can finish this video, and then we are happy to answer any questions about this platform, how to use the strategy manager. You can also use OCOs and brackets. There's all type of different order execution techniques in this free software that are very useful in my opinion. Again, especially when the markets move fast. Sometimes the moves are so fast that by the time you go in and you figure out, okay, I'm going to place a stop here and a limit here, it can be too late. So again, this is my personal preference. This is a demo account. Futures trading is risky. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And my RSI is stopping out a little bit. I'm really going to give it another few seconds, and if we don't break a new recent high, I'm going to exit this trade. Okay, so what I did is I drew a Fibonacci retracement over here, and I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me see if we can modify the Fibonacci retracement. We'll do that later, but the Fib retracement, in my opinion, has happened. I'm going to go ahead and exit at market and cancel all working orders. I hope you enjoyed the presentation of how to use what I call automatic trade management and learned a few things along the way as far as volume charts, counter trend moves, and more. This market is probably going to resume the trend down. I know there's some Fed speakers about to speak, so there's going to be some volatility. Looks like we got a sell signal right now on the mini NASDAQ, but this video is long enough. So again, thank you. Visit our website, reach out, let us know if we can help.